So in this final video of the course, let's look at some UI settings. So in the last video, if you saw, the text got cut off at the end. In order to fix that, we're going to go over here to auto shrink, and instead of fixed font size, we're going to go with minimum font scale. So now if we run the app, like for example, learn IO, and then if we have a larger piece of text, it resizes to fit. Like that. Another important thing to work with, in iOS 13, Apple released a dark mode. We can check that out here in interface style. Like that. Your UI, when making an app, is one of the most important things. You always want to go for simplistic and modern style. This tab here allows you to play around with the settings for each of your UI elements. The one over lets you play with measurements, and the last one is used for connections. So we can see here where we connected the text field to code. One thing to keep in mind with images is to choose aspect fit, otherwise your image will be blown out of proportion or cut off. When editing colors, you can either choose any of the defaults or you can go for custom and select colors from here. Like that. And use the background. So let's say I wanted to use a light gray, and then we always want contrasting colors. So let's say I want a dark text color on top. In many cases, people prefer rounded buttons. In order to do this, and this can be applied to images as well, we use something called IB Designable. And then we create a round button class. So we have a IB inspectable variable for corner radius. We're going to set that to 0. And we're going to set this to the value of that. Now, if we select a button, we can go over to this tab, and here we can select the class. So this is what we called it, round button. So I'm going to select that class. And now, if I go back to the Properties tab, you can see that I now have something called corner radius. It's like that. We can also apply this with images. Let's say you had a profile pic, I can make it a circle, and so on. So these are the basics you need to know for app development. In the upcoming course, we'll talk about more advanced topics and further improve our skill set. Until then, keep practicing everything we've learned.